Thank you uh, for passing by. Yeah, I've never used NeoVim. I tried to use Vim, so not NeoVim, but just Vim, for a while years ago. But I don't know. This worked out way better. I actually watched a video that that converted me to Emacs even before going deep into Vim. I'm trying to remember the name. I'm trying to remember the name of the video. Maybe I can find it. Let me check. It's a pretty old video, but when I watched it, I think it had only come out since a year or so. So let's see. Why use Emacs? It was ThoughtBot. I think it was ThoughtBot or something like that. Yes, this one. Let me share my screen. So pardon me while I regain my OBS abilities. So this was the video from ThoughtBot. Evil Mode, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Emacs. A lot of stuff has changed since then. Like I still remember some points of this video, and a lot of those things are either gone because other packages and things have taken their place. But it's still a nice introduction. Still a nice introduction. Yeah, let's go back here. Being able to display graphics. Giri. No, I don't use evil mode. I've never used it. I've tried another type of mode for modal editing. I think it's called, but it's really not my jam. It's like not. I guess it's not really a type of workflow that I like having to change modes between insert and then move or do stuff. It's just not. It's not who I am. So yeah, no, but I don't think I'm a power user. Sometimes people say that it looks like I use it fast, quickly in some way. But I don't think I'm a power user at all. There are plenty of people that have like Emacs superpowers and are very good at remembering really a bunch of functionality. Some things I always have to like re-remind myself they exist, because sometimes you will, if you find a way to do something in a way that's comfortable to you, but it's not the best one or the most efficient one, you will still fall into the habit of doing the comfortable way. And so you kind of fall into the habit and forget about the more efficient ways, or maybe more specific tooling that you can use. One such thing is, for example, window registers. So for example, what I can do is divide this in two buffers, right? So this is a window in Emacs. And let's say that I have to do different things during my day. So I change buffer, or maybe I close it, but then I want to revert back to this configuration. The best way to do it is with registers. Register window, and you can see on the right I have this thing that suggests me what to do, what I can do, and I just have to put the window configuration to register, which is W. So I put this into register. I just give it a letter. I'll give it the W as window so I can remember it easily. And then let's say that I just close this window, change here buffer, or even I just open the news, the Emacs news, because there are news, Emacs news in here. But then I want to go back there. I can just go back to my register stuff and pop the register, right? Not pop, but jump to the W register, and here it is, back to the same configuration. So you can see how this can be useful. Tabs also, I've never used tabs. Yeah, I haven't used tabs for a long time, but then I started using them, and yeah, I cannot go back. Like, yeah, I really cannot go back to life before tabs. All right, but I think this is enough of me rambling. Let's check the news, because I have no idea what was added. Um, I I think last time that I built, I was in 30.0, probably. Now it's 31.1. 31.1, but if I go in the home, oh yeah, it is. Well, I think they did they round it up? I don't know. Find function, mini buffer and completions, new user option, completion between leading wildcard. Do I care about this? This option configures how partial completion style does completion. I don't think so. Windows, new hook, window, deletable functions. This abnormal hook gives client a way to save a window from getting deleted implicitly. By functions like, oh, this can be nice. So basically, if you want to build your own package or mode and you don't want a window to really be deleted, maybe you can do this. New user option, kill buffer quick windows, frames. Calling the function before delete frame to avoid that the latter throws an error when the argument frame cannot be deleted. Yeah, and this is another Emacs concept of the frame. So this is the window, right, that I can divide into multiple. So this is the frame. I can divide it into multiple windows, right? I have two windows. And the frame, I can actually have more than one, which is like having more OS windows of Emacs, right? Tab bars, tab lines, new abnormal hook, project. Oh, project, it's pretty nice. This is one of the things that I think got way improved or didn't even exist at the time of that video. And project is basically it's basically the module that allows you the set of functions and configurations that allow you to manage your projects. So people used to use projectile a lot, and also another one, I think from don't remember, but project is now the built-in, and it's pretty good. Register, which we just saw, new function, buffer to register and file to read. Oh, this is pretty cool. Allow users to interactively store file and buffers in registers. Kill buffers stored in a register using buffer to register are automatically converted to a file query value. This is pretty cool. This I like a lot, and we are gonna try it. So let's use project. Control X, PP to choose a project. That combo said out loud is not good, but let's go to yeah, sure. Let's go to Pi menu. This project that we were doing, that I think it's the one. Well, I don't know. Yes, sure. Okay, so this is the file. Let's open also another one so that we can stay in the same. Oh, there's autosave for these files. Well, that's fine. I'm pretty sure it's fine. So I have two files open, right? 1 and 2. So let's say that I want to put this into a register. Is there a shortcut for this? Buffer to register. Yes, there is. There's buffer to register. Do they have the file to register as well? No, frame set to register. File to register. Interactively prompt for register using with a prefix argument. Okay, sure. Let's try the buffer one. I'm curious. Let's put in a register, and when you save to register, you get this little menu down here that tells you W is already occupado, right? So if you want to add something, maybe add it in another key, and I will put it in the B key. I buffer B. I think it makes sense. Okay, so I'm curious. So if I switch here and I go to the scratch, what if I do Control X, R, capital B, buffer? Oh no, this is to store it. Yeah, silly me, sorry. And J to jump, right? Let's jump to B. Can I do that? Can I jump to B? Yes. And now let's try to close it. So the point is that if I close this buffer now, I guess, I should be able to go back to it because it's just gonna fetch the file, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Visit file again. Oh yeah, it's prompting me. I don't like this. If I do it, if I do all those key bindings, I obviously want to do it, right? Yeah. Okay, it reopens it, but it would be nice if it didn't ask. There's probably a setting for that. Let's go back to the other tab. See, we got the news in this tab and the project in this other tab. So register. Man, I really like this thing because registers are one of the features of Emacs that I just love. Although I don't use them enough. New functions. Buffer to register, file to register, allow users. I know I'm repeating myself, but yeah, it takes a while for me to process. These allow users to interactively store file and buffers in registers. Killed buffers stored in registry are automatically converted to a file query value. Okay. So I guess that if you kill a buffer that's not a file, so like the scratch maybe buffer or a log buffer, compilation buffer, I guess you will not see it. You cannot retrieve it, find it back. Okay, there's no explanation about the file register. Kind of curious about that. Right? Let's go to the other tab. And let's try to add the file to the register. Capital F to add the file. I guess that the file that I'm adding is the one the buffer is open in. So I'll use the F for file, right? And I don't know, let's close this. Capital F file. Oh no, we gotta jump. We gotta jump and we jump to F. Oh, this time it opens it without asking. What if I use the buffer one? Does it ask me again? What? Can I jump to the B? Oh, it's just regular lowercase b. Let's see. Oh, but if you use the buffer one, it will prompt you for, do you want to open this? But if you use the file register, it doesn't. I don't know if I like this inconsistency, but you know, it might work for some people. So let's try again with the file. Yeah, it does not prompt. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. So I gotta say, I really like this. Yes, you probably can change that, and maybe we can even dive into that. So if I want to find out what something does in Emacs, I can just use Control H. There's also some memes about this, like, you know, like all Emacs users are bound by Control H or something like that. Control H is basically everything you might need for help, and you do Control HF because I want to describe a function. Everything is a function. Uh, but specifically, I want to check the file to register. No, buffer to register. Buffer to register. We have register buffer to file query. So this is probably another function that gets called in, but we can describe this. Yeah. We all have our help arguments. So buffer to register interactive function. It's bound to this infer type. So reference to buffer in register. It doesn't mention any. It doesn't mention any custom variables. So variables that we can customize, but we can investigate a little bit. If I do Control H and then V, then I can look for all variable things, and then I can also search for the customization one specifically. But let's just do this just to check. And I want a buffer register preview display buffer a list. So this is, I think this is the preview that we get at the bottom. So I don't really think it's this. Maybe we can get something just with register alias separator. This is consult stuff, which is an external package. Interesting. We can go into this and check it. Buffer to register. With current buffer, unhook, kill buffer hook. Oh, this is probably one of those new hooks that we read about in the news. Register, or maybe not. No, the kill buffer hook is an old hook. It was already there. Register buffer to file query. Okay. So register cons. Okay, this is when you want to save it, and you save it like this. File to register. What does it do? Current directory buffer file name. Okay, it gets the buffer file name, which is the complete path, probably, right? Read file. Register read with preview file to register. Okay. So it does look like they save things differently. I would say that this looks almost like it saves just a path, and this one instead, it's literally saving the buffer, right? So when we go and retrieve this stuff with the jump, then maybe we can find out what happens. I can describe a function, and that's register jump, jump to register. If the register contains a file name, find that file. This is the new stuff. It contains a buffer, switch to that buffer. It's not specific about the fact that the buffer might be closed. It doesn't give you, right? Buffer. If I search for, yeah, this is the only explanation that I get. So what I can do is just go investigate a little bit. Interactive list, jump to register, get register. register jump 1, 2. Here it is. Doesn't look like it's too bad. No, it's not. It's actually quite fun. I mean, I don't think it's pretty good for employment. Like, it's pretty difficult. You will find it in the requirements of a job ad, but it's really fun. It's really nice, and you can learn a ton of stuff from it. Like, it changes your perspective, you know. On things, and then you can apply some of the things that you learn in Lisp in other languages that allow you to. But also some of the things are just interesting, like PKs, for example. I did a whole streaming series about learning eLisp, and I went through some of the stuff like PKs and what else, the macros, and so it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool stuff. So okay, let's see. So we will try to switch to this buffer, right? Point buffer. I'm not sure what the fallback here is. So either you have a marker buffer, which I'm not sure what it means by marker buffer. It's also something that seems to be out of scope, right? So either you have a marker buffer, or you get this user error. The buffer no longer exists, right? But if it exists, you switch to that buffer. Maybe it's this marker buffer thing, this function. Whoa. Okay, no, fall back. Jump to register. Okay. Well, I think the magic happens in this function, which looks like some sort of overloading, right? We have the same function with different arguments. So frame configuration, window configuration. If it's a buffer, switch to the buffer. Oh, here it is. Here's the magic. So we found it. Because we looked at the function before, and it said if the buffer equals it's of a file, we will store the file query, right, in the register. So basically, this happens, right? But if it's not a file query, it will do this find buffer. Oh, here it is. This is what's happening. So the file query is when you save the file. When you do Control X, R, capital F, you save a file query. But if you save a buffer, if you save a buffer and end up here, you will end up here in this find buffer visiting. And this is where we get the question, visit file again, right? So with the file query, you don't really need that. How do we fix this? How do we change this? We would, well, the easiest thing would be to redefine this, maybe. This is a method. Um, hmm. So I think if you redefine it and change the signature, it should be fine. But I think the issue is that if you really want to make it more homogeneous, right? You would have to save the buffer. So when you save a buffer, you check, is this a buffer of a file? If it is the buffer of a file, you store a file query, right? And somehow, I don't know how, but you do that. And if you do that, then it means you don't need this or statement. You just always use the file query. Well, I solved it by complaining and just saying how to solve it, but I have no idea how difficult this would be to actually fix and implement. Yeah, I could change this file, but I mean it doesn't. We don't want to do that. We want to change our configuration, right? This is source, right? We don't want to change the source code like this. We want to go to our configuration and then just change our configuration. Yeah, there must be a reason why they added this here and not in the file query. Yeah, not really sure. Not really sure. We should go into the newsletter maybe and just dig between people like arguing what the best way is. But we also have other options, huh? Uh, because we have, if it's like this, if it's any of these, and then otherwise, if you can find the file with the first value or go to the character of the second value. This really don't ask me because I have no idea what's happening here. Like why, what ancient reason there might be, or what thing might be might explain this. But I think this is figured out more or less. But it's a pretty cool new feature. I'm really glad they added this stuff. Let's close this. Very well. Let's scroll down here a little bit more. Oh, new user option. Kill region dwim. If not nil, modifies the fallback behavior of kill region. If no region is active and will kill the last word instead of raise. What? There's some wording issue here, I think. Modifies the fallback behavior of kill region if no region is active. Oh, okay. And will kill the last word. Oh, okay. It's just I would have worded this a little bit differently, but it does make sense, and the grammar is fine, I guess. It's just yeah. Will kill the last word instead of raising an error. We can test this. So we said kill region dwim. We can customize variable, right? This command, customize variable. We can change it in the config, but we can also just do like this, customize variable. Kill region dwim. Yeah, see, it's not set, but we can set it. And we can choose a value, right? We can choose. Oh, we have several options. Kill region even when inactive. Kill a word like backward kill word. Kill a word like bashwood. Um, well, there must be some slight difference in between the two. I'll just go with number 1. Let's just apply it. By applying it, it means that we evaluate it now, but next time I restart Emacs, this thing is not going to be set like this. It's just going to be its default. So what is kill region? A region in Emacs is this. It's basically what I highlight, right? It's like when you go with your mouse and you do click key and then drag, right? This is a region in Emacs. So what can you do with the region? You can do whatever you want with the region because it's Emacs, so you can do whatever you want to begin with. But in a region, you can change things, substitute things, undo things just in the region. And you can also just delete the region. So I can just press backspace and this is gone, right? But how would you do that without having a region? Modifies the fallback behavior if no region is active. So right now we don't have a region active. So if I do kill, now there's no region active, huh? If I do kill region, oh, control W, right, control W. That's right. Oh, it works. Man, am I not the best tester of new Emacs features? Right. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of neat. Like some people, if they have a certain workflow, I can see how this might be nice. Right. New user option, delete pair push mark. I don't know what delete pair is. You see, you never stop learning. Sorry. Delete pair is an interactive native comp function. Oh, this is important, like if you install Emacs. So if you decide to install Emacs, there are different options. Like you can even install it with, if you use the Debian-based systems, you can just do apt get install, or yum install, or what was the Fedora one? DNF, something like that. Install and install it. However, if you decide to compile it, it's not that difficult, I'll swear. Back in the day, I found it way more complicated than now. But maybe it's also just experience. But right now, it's pretty easy. You just have a configuration script that you run first, and you can give it several flags to give it features. The most important feature is native compilation. And it will basically have all of the eLisp code already compiled, and so it will be way faster. And if you want to check if your installation did really, Emacs installation did really compile with native compilation, you just check a function. If you read native, if you read that it's a natively compiled function, then you know that you nailed it, right? Let's see. Yeah, GCC issues. I had those sometimes, and usually it's just that your GCC version should be different. I think I compiled with GCC 11 yesterday. Not sure. I don't remember very well, but I didn't have problems with that, and I'm on the Debian based system. But let's see what this function does. Delete pair characters enclosing RSXPs that follow point. So what I think this does is that if I go here at the beginning of the parentheses in this point, I can do this delete pair. There's no key binding for this, but let's try. Oh, okay. I thought it would delete everything also inside, but maybe no. It just deletes the pair of characters enclosing. Okay, so it will delete the parentheses or whatever you have around. Yeah, man. Good luck. I hope you manage. Otherwise, just install a precompiled version just to get started, and you don't you can deal with that when you feel like it. Like it's still okay if you even if you install an older version, it's still okay. Like you can still do a lot of stuff. I used the same version like Emacs 26, I think, for way too long. Like and it was still fine. Still have fun. Let's see. So this is interesting. I wonder if like obviously the support for this will change in between. Like maybe this. Does it work with this? Does it work with this? Yes, it does. It's kind of slow, isn't it? Like it's calculating the first 2000 prime numbers. What's up with that? Oh no, this time it was my fault. Wrong position. Huh. Interesting. Kinda, kinda too slow, if you ask me. Um, whatever. I'm just realizing now that the docs are not readable from here. I will yeah, just move this. Delete pair of characters and closing arcs. Mm, negative arc deletes pair. Mark at the end of the enclosed region. Is there a way to like? I want to delete everything inside. Like, I remember that there was something like this. Like I can select everything like this and then do this. But is there something that allows me to do it in a single command? Here, let's here. No. Insert pair, I think it's fine because it will be like insert pair. What? What was that? Why? Enclose flowing. Oh, okay. Let's try. Let's try like this, maybe. No. Well, this is kind of bizarre but funny at the same time. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it. But anyways. Okay, we got delete pair as well. News. Let's go back to the other. Yes. Let's close this. So we have this delete pair thing. Electric pair mode can now pair multiple delimiters at once. No, really? So I can do this? But wait. You can insert a wrap text with multiple sets of parentheses. So if it says sets of parentheses, I think maybe it might be that it... Let's try to do it. 5. I'll do 5, and then I'll give the parenthesis. Oh man, it works. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Oh. Can I try this again? Let's do 5 again. Yes, it works. Yeah, pretty nice. You can now use during Control C. What? Yeah, while saving some buffers means not to save the buffer and also to mark it as a... Wait. By typing while saving some buffers means not to save the buffer and also to mark it as unmodified. This is an alternative way to mark a buffer as unmodified, which doesn't require switching to that buffer. I didn't know about this unmodified mark. Okay. eShell, I haven't used that in a while. New unit test command. No, this is pretty awesome. Are you kidding me? You can do this with Go? New unit test commands. 3 new commands are now available to run unit tests. Go TS mode test function at point. Command runs the unit test at point. Wait, does it mean that it runs a unit test function? That it runs like... Okay, if it runs just the function, the unit test function, then okay, nice. But if like you have a function, source code function, and you want to run the unit test corresponding to that function, then it would be cool. Although how can you do that? Because like the name of the unit test function can be anything. Any what to do after installing Emacs guides? Yes. I would say that if you have a clear idea of... So first of all, have a clear idea of what you want to do with that. Like, do you want to program? Do you want to use it for writing, like, you know, like document writing, or I don't know, novel writing? Or do you want it only to keep notes? Or maybe do you want it just to use some of its weird features like the IRC chat client and stuff like that? A lot depends on that. But in general, I would say that you can look at the system crafters setups. Those are pretty good. But also look at other people configurations and just mess with those. Let me search that for you. So there's this channel. Oh, you do Python, PHP, that's good. So what you can do is go... Oh, I gotta change view here. This is System Crafters. This is Dave. He's a great guy, and he also does streams from time to time. I don't know his schedule, but he also does streams, and he has a bunch of videos for different type of configurations. Like if you want the Python one, there's like this whole series that you can follow along. Maybe it's a little bit dated, like 3 years ago. Some things are a little bit different. Like you see, he's using projectile, LSP mode, and DAP mode. Me, myself, nowadays, I would not use those, but you can still use them nowadays. So it's still fine if you want to try it out. Otherwise, I made a configuration that I shared some time ago, Python configuration on my GitHub. So you can also check that out and try to incorporate it. It's not a, I don't think it's a configuration that you can just like, it will set up everything for you. It will only set up the things that are Python related, and maybe it might need some fixing because I did it quite a long time ago. Yeah, it might be nice. But still, System Crafters is a great place that you can look at. And then you can also go on GitHub and look for Emacs configurations from other people, like the most famous ones. There's also Purcell, who has a lot of nice little configurations. He's a developer that has made a bunch of packages. So I would suggest that as well. Actually, let me check if I can. Trying to, well. Do I have configs? Yes. So, oh, gotta change the scene again. I have only, do I have only one config that's just the Python config? Yes, apparently so. So here I have some stuff that you can just use to have ready a few things with Python, but this is depends quite a bit on the project that you're working with. But you can take it as a starting point. It's not even that many lines, like 128 lines, but there's a bunch of comment lines, right? But basically, what I do is I have eglot, which is in the built-in LSP mode of Emacs. It's very lightweight, very nice to use. I use it for Python, for Go, and yeah, for Lisp, I don't use one. But anyways, and I also specify which server I want to use for Python. I use Pyrite. That's my favorite one. Maybe you like PyLSP or whatever. You can still use those. FlyMake, FlyCheck. FlyMake and FlyCheck are basically to check your linting, and also you can use it for the typing. So in the case of my projects, I usually use rough. So I set up a FlyCheck, like a custom FlyCheck for myself for rough. But you can also use the default ones, like those are also fine. Like I set this up just for because I like rough and how it works with this type of config. At least how it used to work, and I think it should be still working like that. Then for FlyCheck, I also specify that I want to use MyPy, and I want to use MyPy together with the Python mode and Python tree-sitter mode. This tree-sitter is just for highlighting. And then I also want to use it with PyRough, with rough. So rough and MyPy together. Rough, you do linting. MyPy, you do typing. This is just my thing to format stuff with rough. There's also a package that does this for you, but it's just one function, so I might as well just do this. PyVenv is very important. It helps you manage your virtual environments, also create new ones, stuff like that. This is my package. I don't know how well it is working at the moment. It should be quite fine at the moment, but and you can basically manage projects, Python projects with this, like create the virtual environment and match it with the Python version that you want it to match with and stuff like that. Then you have Dape. This is a debugger for Python that works with the Pyrite, basically with the LSP. Very good. Then what else do you have? Oh, we have rough, as we said, and checkers. That's it. You don't need much else. Like, it's all here. Yeah. So we were at the Golang stuff. We can test a function at point. Command runs. Oh, maybe the theme that I suggest you to install is any one of these. EF Dream, EF Day Dark. These are awesome. Also Cat Pushing. These are pretty good themes. So go to yes mode, test this file, command runs all unit tests in the current file. This is also pretty nice. Well, this is even better. Like you're in a file or a buffer in the tree, in the file tree, you can just test the whole package. Oh, and you can also set up the tags. Pretty nice. This I like. Should probably try it eventually. Emacs Lisp mode. Doc view tramp. Connection method Kubernetes. I didn't even know there was a Kubernetes one now. Hey, thanks for following. I didn't even know there was a Kubernetes tramp protocol, whatever. Now optional namespace. Let's see, connection method Kubernetes supports now optional namespace. So you can basically connect to a specific. Oh, right. So if the pod is under a certain namespace, how was it working before then? The host name Kubernetes connections can be of kind container pod. This looks pretty interesting. In order to specify the to be used, do you have to use a percentage thing? This overrides the setting in tramp Kubernetes namespace, if any. Oh, so you can have one set up as a variable and then just, yeah. Okay, nice. Really curious to try this. Because I've always used the simple, like, SSH thing of tramp to connect to Kubernetes pods, but apparently if I do this, I should have a better time, right? Because I know the container name. Yeah, maybe I was using the Docker one. Yeah, I was using the Docker one, maybe. Pretty cool. Edif third grep midnight mode. What's midnight mode? Yeah, no problem, man. I like talking about this stuff, so don't worry. Um. Oh, yeah, function midnight mode. Also had as a schedule. I just had reading the Emacs news and trying out the new stuff, and maybe do some Python. I've been doing a lot of Python lately, so I kind of feel a little bit, you know, it's like when you have the same dish for a whole week every day. You know, you get, even if it's really good, you kind of get tired of it. Midnight mode. What's this? This is pretty curious. Just a dash. Naniel means midnight hook a midnight hook a midnight. Oh my god, what is this? Emacs turning into a pumpkin. This is a global minor mode. Was it a pumpkin in Cinderella? Or was it a squash? I think it was a pumpkin. Uh, this is a global minor mode. If called interactive, toggle the midnight mode. Possibly enabled mode. If called from list, toggle the mode. If arg is toggle. Enable the mode if arg is nil. But am I the only one that doesn't understand what it does? This is a global minor mode. Wait. So the change. What's the change? Require midnight. Okay, it's just for activating the mode. This is a global minor mode. Toggle the midnight mode. If the prefix argument, enable the mode. Okay, but what does it do? The modes hook is called both when the one is disabled. Maybe midnight hook is gonna tell us something. The hook run midnight delay seconds after midnight. What? Midnight delay. Its values. Oh. Is this something that has to do with the time shift? I think we're also close to the time shift. I think it's going to be this month, right? Is it in October? I think it's end of October. Midnight dinner. Huh. Okay. New modes and packages. Incompatible Lisp changes. Oh, okay. Hmm. New variable, Treesit language remap playlist. Oh man, this is awesome. You see, this thing means that a bunch of the stuff that I have in my config, maybe it's not necessary anymore for Treesit. Like I can just use this. This variable allows a user to remap one language into another, such that creating a parser for language A actually creates a parser for language B. Right now it's nil. Oh, this is an example. See, you put language A, language B. So you can do Python mode, I guess, and then Python TS mode. I guess that's what it means. Oh, maybe no. Maybe it's more like treats it actually specific. It's when you create a parser. Yeah. New accessor functions for each setting. Okay. New optional buffer argument. Shrink with. No, we don't care about that. New macro with work buffer. Oh, nice. So this should make some things slightly faster, right? Because you're just reusing the same buffer instead of creating a new one every time. New macro cond asterisk. The new macro cond asterisk is an alternative to PKs. No, I like PKs. Why do you need an alternative? It can be used to define several clauses, each one with its own condition. The first clause that matches will cause its body to be evaluated. Okay. Oh, some users might find it less cryptic than PKs. Okay. Oh, there's a whole is this like a whole article? This is pretty nice. Yeah, this could be a nice deep dive, like trying to compare these two, con and PKs. Some might find less cryptic. Okay, the con marker is an extended form of traditional con. From the description, it seems the same. Oh, so you can bind stuff. Pattern datum. This is Latin. I should know this. Bind bindings means to bind. Oh, so you literally use bind. Hmm. This is pretty interesting. I would like to see some examples with this. Maybe we can try it out in the scratch. So we have cond. Can I evaluate this? No, void function cond? What? Hmm. Con. Well, it's here. Well, remember when I said that I think everything went well yesterday in compiling the new version of Emacs? Maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's not the case. Oh, okay. This doesn't need the making for file. Yeah, sure. You can try that. I found my own share of issues with this. Like, what if I search for bind asterisk? Does it pop up? Um, wait, what can I try to do? A match? Oh yeah, you see it pops up. Something went wrong. Do I have warnings in my startup? No. Messages? Could it be that? But this should be built in. Maybe I just need to rebuild. Something might have gone wrong. That's a shame. I would have liked to try this. But the other new stuff was here, right? The some of the custom variables and stuff. We use them correctly. So I think it's just these macros. Why? It's pretty weird that just these would not work. What are the macros? Macro. Oh, let's see. With the work. Wait. With work buffer. Well, this one also is defined and it's a macro, a new one, right? With work buffer. So this one is fine. And for some reason, these cond are not. Really nice. That's pretty good. Glad to hear. Oh, one important thing maybe for you that are starting out just now is that no, why am I here? One important thing to check out is probably Emacs file. Is this the Emacs file that I use? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's this. I can actually double check. Which one is it? Emacs Intel. Emacs Intel. Let me check that. Are we in Emacs Intel? Yes, it's this one. One thing that you want to do is have some of these things maybe, but it depends. Like these first ones, maybe you like them, maybe you don't. I like them, like the toolbar. I don't like it. The menu bar, I don't like it, but maybe you do. But one important thing is to add Melpa. So in Melpa, you can find most of the packages. Like when you want to install extra stuff, you do package, list, packages, right? And you can check all of the available packages to install, loads of them, right? But if you don't have the Melpa configuration here, you will only have the GNU ones available, which are not as many and you know, not as bleeding edge as some of the Melpa ones are. So I would highly suggest to look into Melpa. It's just, I think, 3-4 lines that you need to add. Just this stuff, I think, right? And then you have access when you do package list packages, you have access to all of this goodness. Right. Yeah. Where were we? The news. Well, we cannot do this, which is pretty upsetting, to be honest, because this sounded pretty cool and I wanted to try it. But and what else? Emacs 31 on non-free operating systems for Android. Man, my wish is to have a tablet decent enough that then I can install Emacs on it. My current tablet is pretty bad. Oh, it's just on my laptop, this init file. Like, usually what you want to do is create in your home directory a .emacs file, and that .emacs file will be your configuration and it will be found automatically, right? In my case, I just have it in a like dedicated project directory, and I just point every time I start up Emacs to it. But you can create it. Like when you create your Emacs file, it's usually empty, right? Your Emacs configuration file. So I would do like, I would go to the home directory and just do emacs.emacs. You can see that there's an old one here. So I would say just do that. You can just create it like that. And when you customize some variables, like if I decide to customize midnight mode and I do apply save, this will write to the .emacs file, right? So you will find a little snippet. Well, we went through all of the news, at least for this version. I'll try to find out what happened to Cond and why it did not compile as I wanted. Or does it maybe mean that I still use Cond, just that I can do the other stuff, and then I can do bind? Can I do bind? Can I do bind? No. Can I do bind like this? No. Cannot. Okay, that's fine. This is, I don't like this. I really wanted to try this. Well, that's fine. We got the file registers, which are pretty awesome. And to be honest, I really like that, this new feature of the file and buffer registers. Yeah, quite a few new things. Pretty nice. I think the developers are doing a pretty good job at doing stuff, new stuff over new stuff, and keeping it cool, you know, keeping Emacs cool. You know, for the 3 or 4 of us that enjoy it. Could you imagine like having to maintain a huge thing like Emacs just for 5 people? Okay. Yeah. The only other thing that I think I might try to test is that Go 3.0 test functionality, because it seemed pretty cool. Although I don't know if I have anything in Go by example. What did I do in Go by example? Well, I don't have tests. Oh, I remember now. It was some of the things about building an interpreter from scratch in Go. Yeah. And this stuff? I don't remember. We have primates and mammals. This is the literal go by example. Yeah, this is the go by example where you have where you learn about interfaces and that sort of stuff. Yeah, now I remember it. Could try to make a test file just for one of these. I will, however, just grab some water, get a short break. Hey, hey, welcome. Just went for a glass of water. Although I think I will be done in maybe half an hour-ish. Let's see. Let's make a test for this. And I'll be quite honest with you guys. I haven't written a test in Golang in I don't know how long. Golang is a language that I love, but I don't get to work with it much. So let's see. Oh, let me share the whole thing. All right. So now that you're gonna code in a stable place, oh, in the greetings directory, create a file called greetings test. Oh, so I just I can just I remember that I used to do a thing called was called like table tests or something like that in Golang. I don't remember if it was called like that. It was something like table test. So okay, we're here in hello, and what do? We do a main test. This. Oh, whoa. 1 second. Let me change here on OBS because I think it might have froze. Yeah. Okay, now it's good. So I can just add a main test.go, right? Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, those jokes they get old really quick in Golang. So we have to use the same package. Yes, package. I guess it's main. Is it main? The package? Yes. Package main. I want to import a couple of things. One of which is testing, and the other one is what do I import? Do I import the whole module like in Python? No. No, I don't. Well, actually, I can just write a very simple test that is just like this. Oh, shouldn't this be fixed by linting? No? Well, okay, anyways. Yeah. Func my test, and don't I usually import this as T or oh no, it's like this. Let's try X, and I think it's a pointer to testing T, right? And you don't return anything, and you just do does it need a parameter to be passed? Oh, it's the can I do that, like pass parameter? No, I cannot in the simple test at least. So let's try to fmt println, and I will print 5 times 5, and let's see if it works. So if we go back to the news, where was the Golang stuff. Here. Go TS mode text test function. Let's try it. Go TS test. Oh man, look, there's the whole like combo key binding. So Control C, Control T makes sense because Control C is whatever mode stuff you're doing, and then T for testing. Then we can go file function. Can I do function? No, this is file. T for okay. I would change this key binding, to be honest, but okay. No test function found. What? No, don't tell me this. Command runs the unit test at point. Okay, let's try to give it a region. Maybe with the region it will work. C, T again. No test. No, please don't do this to me. Control T file. Come on, file should be no test functions found in current file. What? Is it because I have to call him test first? Test my test. Okay, let's try again this time. If it was because of this, it was because of that. Oh, look, 25. Yeah, it's 25. Well, it works. Let's try with the region. Control T and T again. Works. Still works. Pretty great. And you know what? I'm gonna swap this. And then let's test with the file, right? Control C, Control T. We also have package, which I guess will be the whole main stuff. Well, let's try with the file first. File works fine, pretty cool. And now let's try to see if where do I have to be if I want to test? Like, can I run the test if I'm in here, like the main module? Can I do this? Just do Control T and then P to do the package, the whole main package. Oh yes, it does. Man, this is pretty sweet, pretty nice. What if I'm in dirt? Does it work if I'm in dirt? Let's close this so we can be sure. So I'm in dirt and I do what was the name? Go ts test this package. Let's try. Oh man, it works. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know why I expected it wouldn't work, but it works. Pretty cool. Nice. Did we try them all? Yes. We also have the tags that we can add, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's all new stuff in Master, in Emacs Master. So we went through a bunch of these. I think this was the last one left. Never finished updating configs. Yeah, the config is a never-ending project. It never ends. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, like that video that video of the guy dressed as a wizard, and he's like the average Emacs user, and he says Emacs users, what does it say? Emacs users don't stop using Emacs, they just die, right? So I think it's something similar with the config. just never ends. It's just part of life, you know. Uh, yeah, it's not my joke, unfortunately. I wish I came up with that. But it's just not my joke. Yeah. So, but yeah, and with Python, I just want to try, as I said, the new package manager from the Rough company. I don't remember the name of that company. I always forget it. So trying UV packaging stuff for Python, and with Golang, I don't really know. Maybe do some CLI, do the same CLI that I did for that Reddit-like website. Just do it in Golang because I never did stuff like that in Golang. So nice terminal UI, you know. I usually like those. Well, thank you guys for following along that far. If you also want to see something specific or want me to look into something specific, just let me know. You can let me know here during the streams or also on Mastodon. There's my Mastodon link on my about page on Twitch. And yeah, whatever. If you also find that something doesn't really work with my Emacs config, also feel free to just let me know and curse me. That's also fine. Like, I thought this would have worked. That's also something. Well, thank you. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go. Thank you all for following, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice one.